All right, so shoulders and arms today. I know we did a little arms last time, but it's just kind of the way it falls when we can record and do stuff. We got a leg day coming for you as well, which will be fun. So we're gonna start with shoulders, then we're gonna transition to a little bit of arms. Now, currently I am hitting a little bit of tris on chest and a little bit of bis on back, but again, it's a weak part for me, so I'm trying to really volumize these things, stretch the fascia, get more volume in them, and hopefully they can be a little fuller, a little bigger on stage when it transpires. So let's go on over the weights and we'll start our warm-up. So I already have the workout planned for today. We're gonna start with a lateral movement, then hit a couple front delt, touch up on the rear delts, and then go into arms. And then arms again, will just be touch up, more stretch, squeeze, pump work. Nothing too crazy unless I'm really feeling it and I just can't control myself and I gotta, lift more. So same warm up as before, especially now that it's shoulders. I'm gonna warm up the rotator cuffs pretty good. There's people here today, a little extra, so we're gonna give people some room. But the standard, rotator cuff warm-ups that you guys saw from the last video. Like I said, I do these essentially every upper day. Again, it just warms things up, keeps me loose, injury prevention, so on and so forth. And I haven't been counting, so it's okay. So again, we're just stretching, loosening things up. I really like to stretch kind of this whole shoulder out, even my back a little bit, which is the last day I trained. It's sore, so just really want to loosen everything up before we start pummeling it into the ground again. And I like this because I can hang and I'm not restricted by anything in front of me, which is really nice. You can really get a good stretch for your body. A lot of times people will lean against the actual side of the equipment, but again, it's a little constricted for range. That hanging from a cable, as long as there's enough weight on the stack, you can kind of stretch how your body feels good stretching, and actually get it to stretch and not be compromised by your body getting in the way. All right, so seated laterals. So we're going to keep the form pretty strict for the most part, and then at the end, I'll show you guys a little finisher I do. So it's going to be straight sets, and then on the last set, I'll show you what I do. But again, this is just a warm-up, 25-pound dumbbells, making sure we're going complete stretch on the way down and all the way up. We'll do one more there to keep it light, but I think what we have today, I'll be looking at this 100 times because my memory is just... So 5 sets, 20, 15, 12, 12, 10. 20, 15, 12, 12, 10, yep, 5. The goal is to pick a weight for this that you'll be able to, maintain throughout the entire set. So again, obviously your strength is going to decrease on that movement as you're going through it with, not so much the 20 reps, but for 15, 12, 12, 10, you're going to fatigue. Hopefully you pick a weight where you get 15, you're pretty much failing. Then you get 12, squeeze out another 12, and then 10. So, okay. Okay, put these back and grab a heavier weight. First that's 20. Let's see how these 35s feel. All right, we're just gonna get right into it. I feel pretty good. Okay. So that was 20. I'm gonna go up to the 40s for the 15. A couple sets of 15, or 12. All right. So what's nice about today is I actually get some extra food today. A little extra carbs, extra 100 grams of carbs, and then I'll do a cheat tonight at the end of the day for my last meal. Problem with that is I've only had one meal, so it's not even gonna hit me for this workout, but such is life. But tomorrow, when we do legs, the only issue is I'll have a dessert like I always do, and my stomach will be gassy. But that's your problem, not mine. All right, 15 reps. So as you can see, I barely got 15. Form kind of broke a little bit there at the end. But again, that's how it goes. You want to pick a weight like that. So now when I do the next 2 sets of 12 and the third set of 10, it'll probably be about the same and look the same. And then after the set of 10, what we'll do is I'll probably grab double the weight. So these are 40s. I'll grab 80s and I'll squeak out partials to failure. So you'll see the range of motion is going to be literally this, like bottom 1/5, 1/6 of the movement. But again, form will be tight and just squeeze out as many as you can from there. And you'll notice from my last video, I'm more of a volume kind of trainer. I really like to do volume and get a pump. I'm not one of those super methodical slow trainers. It's boring to me. Even when I watch the videos of the other guys, all the pros on YouTube and stuff like that, like, it bores me. My attention span is like 30 seconds for a guy doing this. It's like very effective, but it's like the nursing home of workouts. It just puts me to sleep. I want to see some intensity. Some Branch Warren, Johnny Jackson-esque type shit.
When I say a question, just rephrase it.
Yeah.
You start with side. Typically people start with like a press movement and then they go to the side. Is there a method?
Yeah, so the question was, I'm starting with side laterals today. Why not start with a pressing movement or front like most people do? Again, depends on your strong points. So I try to target my workouts based off what my lagging body parts are. So typically I start most of my shoulder workouts with either a lateral movement or a rear movement, because most people have plenty of front delt activation and utilage from pressing movements, not only for shoulders, but for chest. So what I like to do is do more of the sides and rears. So I'll pick one to start with. Like we're gonna go into some front next, but I'm essentially pre-exhausting with the sides. And then when I do my front presses, like you'll see after this, we're gonna do a front press. It's not gonna be as strong, which is fine, it doesn't matter. We're going for muscle recruitment, activation, pump, and tearing the muscle fibers. If you can get the same amount of recruitment and tears with 80s, why do the 100s? It doesn't really make any sense. Your muscle doesn't know the difference between a 40 and a 30 and a 20. It only feels the tension that's putting it under. If it's fatigued more, it'll still recruit the same amount of tension. So yes, you still want to lift heavy, but again, there's a point. But again, my sides and my rears are less dominant than my front, therefore I do that. You want to have a big cannonball looking shoulder. You don't want to have some giant half shoulder and then it drops off like a peak, or a valley, excuse me. So one more 12, and then we'll do the 10. And you'll notice with this, it's not full straight out, it's more on an angle, because again, if your hands are like this, when you come to the side, the highest peak of your shoulders is gonna be your front delt. I twist them out a little bit like that. So the highest peak is actually that medial rear. So you'll notice I lead through the pinky. All right, one more for 10. And then we'll grab those 80s and I'll show you the partials. Which is perfect because the 80s are directly in front of me under the 40s. So that works out perfect. So I give myself about 30 seconds or 30 breaths, and then we hop right back into it. Okay. Okay, so that was 10, and then a couple, I think I did one or two with a little extra body English. 40s, right to the 80s. Well, this is heavy. So then it's just okay. So that right there, I really felt. So now when I go do my pressing movement here at this hammer strength press, well, it's Arsenal plate press, but whatever, hammer strength, I'm not gonna be able to do any kind of crazy weight. So we're gonna start with a plate. A lot of people call it pyramiding up. I just call it a feeler set. This is more of a feeler. I'm feeling the weight. And again, I'm not doing a full set here. This is just, 5-6 reps. Let me see. Yep, I should be good. Okay, just 5 reps. Feeling it out. Because again, we pre-exhausted pretty hard with side and that drop for the partials. So I don't really even know what I can do here. All right, so we're back in here. This is 2 plates. Again, we're gonna feel this out. It's gonna be another feeler, I'll say. So again, pretty light. Nothing crazy. We'll throw a 25 on, because again, we do want to have some real good strict form here. There's a hair on my hat. That was driving me insane. Those are all 35s. Okay. Now, since I have prep brain, what I'm going to do is look again how many reps I got to do for this. So 12, 12, 10, 10, 4 sets. All right. Again, this is nothing. This is not a lot of weight. This is not, you know, PR weight. But again, we're 14 days out exactly today, so 2 weeks. At this point, you ain't building muscle, so it's not about that at this point. Eight. Ouch. 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 Okay. That was perfect. So do another 12 there, and then 2 reps, or 2 sets of 10.
This is going to be a great screen grab. Halfway up, it's crazy.
Awesome.
Like a shadow on yourself, on your own arms.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Nice. Just make me look big. That's all that matters.
Go as wide as possible.
I feel tiny, so. What you can do is take like Jay Cutler's arms and crop them on mine, and then it might be legit. And I'll be like, it's not AI, it's not Photoshop, it's just hard work and dedication. So another 12 here. Okay, as you can see, we're not taking a lot of rest. I like to really fatigue my body, get my heart rate up, get that caloric expenditure up, and keep it elevated. Some people track their heart rates. It's a good idea. You want to keep it above like 125-ish the entire time, which would be nice. At least I like to, pre-contest wise, because I want to keep that heart rate elevation. It's good for cardiovascular health, caloric burn, so on and so forth. Plus, the bigger deficit you create in here, the less deficit you have to create with your diet. So a lot of people, the first thing that happens is when they start a contest prep diet is their workouts diminish, the intensity diminishes. If the intensity diminishes, you're losing caloric expenditure via the training and the cardio. So where's the deficit got to come from? The diet. So if you don't create the deficit by training your balls off, you're gonna have to create the deficit with the food. Personally, me, I'd rather work out harder, bust my ass, get my ass kicked, and eat more food than starve myself all day and just mosey through the workouts. Fuck. All right, one more here, and then let's see. Standing lateral raises, or I'm sorry, cable lateral single arm. One of my favorites. Do a little front dumbbell, and then we'll go to the rear delt movement. Shit. So obviously didn't get 10, which is a good sign. I'm exhausted. All right, so 3 sets, each arm here. We're aiming for 10 to 12. So what I like to do is get one arm on here and then lean out a little bit on a little bit of an angle, and then and let the hand or the cable pull from behind, really elongating the range of motion. X. A. Yeah, so I was explaining before, the cable I like behind because it will pull and force your arm back more, increasing the range of motion. Plus, because if it's in the front and you're stopped here, you're limited. If it's here, you can really get that extra stretch. And again, I won't take, it's a single arm movement, so I don't take a lot of time in between sets as per everything else, but this is somewhat even shortened because you think 30-40 seconds per set. How much more time do you really need to rest that one side? You know, if you think a 40-second set, maybe 20 seconds max. So right back into it. Oh, okay, so we start the clock for the 20 seconds. As you can see, I'm putting a little more body English into it because I'm failing, which is fine. Just get it out. Form is not horrendous. Probably it's not good for those last two, which is fine. It means we're getting, again, maximal utilization of that delt. Okay. All right. Next, we'll hit the front delt for a dumbbell front raise, and then we'll go right into the reverse pec deck for rear delts. So this is just standing. Nothing revolutionary or earth-shattering, but none of these movements are. They're just effective. Okay. Now there is a little key with this movement. You lead with your elbow, not your hand. You really want to lead through the elbow. And again, so 12-12, 12-12-10, 12-12-12, around that range. Now again, pretty fatigued from moving fast, so I don't even know. I might even have to lower this from the 30s to the 25s. Again, not about the weight, it's about the recruitment. So, lead through the elbow. Now when you're leading through the elbow, you'll notice I kind of stretch my body out because again, it'll kind of put more pressure on that front delt and go from there. Try to get this off without making a mess. So as you can see, we're pretty pumped up today. Good sign. Not a bad thing. 2 weeks out, so after today, we'll go back to a depletion for like a week, and then we'll start the carb up process. We'll probably start the depletion. I mean, I'm already depleting all the time, but a heavier depletion come maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere around there. Ooh, excuse me. So, as we get closer, the beard gets longer. We'll trim it at the end so we don't look homeless, but I'm kind of digging it right now. And I do like the beard look, but it's not because of the beard. Anyone who goes through an extreme diet, they get skull face. Your face just sucks in. And honestly, I look like a heroin addict. So I prefer not to look like a dying homeless crackhead zombie, and somewhat normal, so the beard covers the death face. So strategic. I do like it. Typically not this long, but it's there for a reason. Obviously not just for good looks. Oh, okay. All right, so a little reverse pec deck, and we'll hit some sets of shrugs, and then 2x2 try. You can already tell this seat's too high. Let's see, it's gonna be a feeler set. Like I told you, the first one's usually feelers for the most part. Okay, I'm not gonna count that because it was a little light. So we'll up it, and I can't, this is prep brain. You look at something and you instantly forget what the hell you looked at. Oh, I picked my wedgie. All right, so 20, 15, 15. And then we'll hit shrugs. Okay, so that was light. We're just gonna hop right into it. Hey. Okay, 20. Oops, we'll wait 30 seconds. Then we'll do 15. Wait 30 seconds and do 15. I really like this piece, it's an Arsenal piece. Really get a good contraction on my rear delt. Love it. And they have a really cool like free range. I honestly don't even know what it's called, but you can do it for anything like rows, deadlifts, shrugs. I like it for shrugs just because, again, it's not putting you in a locked position, so your body's natural biomechanics can take over and you can activate the muscle how your body feels it, not being put in a forced position that is uncomfortable. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 8. Look, one more. Whew. Towards the end, this shit just kind of saps your fucking soul when it gets real hard and the lactic acid fucking kicks in. It's like fucking soul crushing, and you feel that lactic acid burn throughout your entire body for like fucking 5 seconds after the set ends. All right, last one. 15. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah. 5 more reps. No, we're gonna finish that last rep. It's 14. Oh, okay, we're not a quitter. Remember. So if you hit 14, pause. Like I had to take 2 rest pauses there just to get it. We will. All right, over to shrugs. As you can see, it's gonna be 80 degrees today. So the disc gym is really cool. It's got bay doors. You know, Legendary Fitness, Hain Sports, shout out to Dave, making an awesome gym for us here. Awesome environment. But you can see they open up the bay doors and really give us some light and, you know, natural air, which is cool. All right. So this piece right here, I have no idea what it's called, but it's free moving. So again, you can have this how you want for your body. Now I'll just move these out of the way. We'll just set this up real quick. Now again, this is not a movement you need to go super heavy on.
Which way are you facing?
That way. Yeah, I'm gonna be facing the gorilla. This is more a contraction movement. So again, you don't need a ton of weight to really feel this. It's more getting your body in the right position and squeezing. So you can see how this moves all over. But I'll kind of angle it a little bit, head up, shrug, or shoulders forward a little, and so even though that wasn't a lot of weight, literally a 45 on each side, you can really feel it in your trap. So what we'll do is we'll go up one more plate, bang out 3 more sets, and that's it for that. And then we'll run right over to arms and do our touch-up movements. Only 2 sets each, or 2 exercises, sorry. So it's not a lot, it's just a pump, volumizing which if you stimulate fresh blood into the muscle, an acute inflammatic response will promote healing. So we're gonna push it a little bit, but not like a dedicated heavy arm day. So it's actually gonna stimulate, will cause some sarcoplasmic growth, but also promote healing from the fresh new blood and nutrients you're pushing in. So. Okay. 30 seconds. 30 seconds, and then we'll go over to, I think we'll start with triceps. Yeah, I think we'll start triceps. We'll do the 2 exercises for triceps, and then we'll go over to the last 2 for biceps.
So like before, where you kind of go back and forth between the 2 bi, tri.
We can. Yeah, again, it's more of a preference thing. What I'll probably do is, honestly, my triceps are pretty activated from the reverse pec deck, because any kind of time you're locking out your movement, like even for the front raises, you're engaging that tricep. So for today's purposes, I'll probably do straight tris and straight bis. Finish off with that, and then we'll just finish our last 2 sets here. One more. All right, 30 seconds. Keep that tempo up. And then let's see what we'll do for triceps today. All right, so last set here for shrugs. And then we'll move right into a rope to warm up the elbow joint. And I changed my mind. We will alternate tri-bi. Oh. All right. So, just like when you're in a prep, energy starts to dip after a little bit. That's where I'm at right now. We're gonna keep it real. Energy starting to dip. That's okay. Arms aren't relatively super taxing, so do our couple warm-up set real quick. Just get that elbow all lubed up. Okay, so let's see. All right, so everything's gonna be about 15, 12, 12 for the rep schemes for this. So we're gonna do this, then we're gonna go to a straight bar curl, and then a double cable kickback, and then a preacher curl. So this will be our first set probably. Yep, feels like it. Okay, 15. Whew, feeling it now. It's funny, man. 2 weeks out is really, this last week and then this week have been rough. Energy is just at an all-time low. Body's achy and sore 24/7. Start to get super lean. The soles of your feet start to hurt from all the cardio you're doing. That's one most people don't think about. I did sleep good yesterday though. It was probably because I stayed up to get blood work done yesterday. I took off yesterday to get blood work done. I get blood work done every 6 months. Again, just like a car, man. You got to service it in order to make it run 100%. So you want to make sure your body's healthy. So I took off from the gym yesterday, did blood work, but I work until 6 a.m. LabCorp opens at 7 a.m. You think I got any sleep? No. So 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. got blood work. Didn't get home till 8 a.m. because there was a 15-person line outside LabCorp. Insane. And at that point I said, F it. I gotta get my kids from school. I might as well just stay up and then sleep good yesterday. So I got a good solid 8-9 hours of sleep last night, which is nice, but I got 0 the day prior. So was that even out to 4.5? Still not good. But when you have kids and a life and a career, you know, there's certain things that take precedent over bodybuilding. You try to make it fit as best as you can, but again, the world doesn't stop for bodybuilding. Your kids don't stop growing and having events like track. I had a track meet to go to yesterday for my daughter. Life goes on. So I don't complain about it. I don't bitch about it. Because what's it gonna do? The kids are still there. Life is still there. My career still needs to be worked because I have bills. Sure, I'd coach, but that's not my income. Coaching's my, you know, pays for my kids' private school, pays for my, you know, brand new fucking Hummer outside. It pays for my fun toys and shit that I enjoy. And my career pays for my bills and my life. If you start living off, you know, extra income, I mean, I can still pay my bills regardless, but when you start living your life off overtime and extra income, it doesn't work out good. So again, life goes on and you just make through it. Last set, 12. Honestly, I can't wait for this prep to be over because my videographer, Fong, has a fucking awesome kitchen. And he was nice enough to let us utilize it to show you like a day in the life cooking video, which I'm actually super excited of. And I actually want him to jump in and help me in it a little bit because he can give me some pointers on flavors because he is like the flavor king. He probably, through our conversation, comes up with like the craziest ways to make food taste good and be healthy. So really it's gonna be a role reversal. Instead of him picking my brain for diet and training, I'm gonna be picking his brain for a little flavor. All right, I don't know why I'm turning around. The straight bar's right here. So we'll do a 40 just to warm up. Again, you guys saw this in the last video, but you're probably like, Tom, why are you not changing it? I don't know, because this is a bread and butter movement that's worked forever and eons. And how many ways can you really work your bicep? I mean, it's literally just the moving of the wrist and the elbow. They're all kind of similar movements. Which is actually kind of crazy because my biceps are still a little sore from the last time I trained them. So like that wasn't earth-shatteringly heavy. This won't be earth-shatteringly heavy. Again, squeeze, blood, tension, contraction, stretch. All right. first set. Same tempo, 30 seconds, do the set. 30 seconds, do the set. Again, guys, it's not rocket science how to do all this shit. It's just doing it right. And I'll tell you what, yesterday getting blood work was the first experience I've had in a while. I'm a pretty vascular person. You know, she took it right there. You can see the spot where she took my blood. That was the first time someone didn't go through my fucking arm and actually jab my muscle. Last time I went to LabCorp, same spot, she went through the vein into the muscle and stabbed me. And it hurt so fucking bad. The whole area here in my elbow was completely black and blue from her messing up. I couldn't really do much for like a week training. It was, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous because being 2 weeks out from a show and getting jabbed a fucking needle through your arm and, you know, causing a lot of swelling and bruising, excuse me, it doesn't aid yourself for winning a show, does it? So I was a little nervous, but this lady did good. Thank God. So 12. One more. Hydrate, intra.
I got that bottle for you.
For what?
I got that bottle for you.
Oh, yes.
Don't make it forget.
Yeah, so he's hooking me up. My buddy's hooking me up with this gallon metal container. So I used to use this. This is a liter. And then I have my one you guys saw on my, Instagram stories of my Bolero I use for my half gallon, excuse me. This is a gallon. So, which is perfect because when you start getting closer to the show, you really want to, monitor how much water intake. So literally if I fill up that once and I fill up my half gallon, I have exactly 1.5 gallons of water, and I drink that every day, and I know exactly how much it is. Now, the guesswork I will pour from that and really monitor my water intake. It's actually going to be exactly what I need to come in clutch. I mean, it's huge, but it's so cool. So I'm very thankful. Thank you. Last one of 12. Ugh. Oh man, it's not heavy, but fuck does it burn. All right, over here, ladies and gentlemen.
Excuse me, are you done with the rope there?
Yeah, I'm all done. It's all yours, yep. So, over here to my favorite all-time tricep movement. This is I call it a double cable kickback. I have no clue if that's actually what it's called or not. So Tom Costa calls it. Let's see. This might actually be a little heavy. So what you do is, well, this gym is interesting because it has these little balls you can hook to the end, but I don't like it when I'm doing both because you'll notice they clank and hit with the wires. Now, if I was doing a single arm tricep extension, I would utilize this, and I love holding it like that. You get a way more, really what it does is it takes a lot of pressure off your forearm and will keep all the tension on your tricep. Oh, let's see, this is gonna be a mystery here, whether this is too heavy or light, or too heavy or not. I might need to go lighter. So, again, like this, and you just, God, the squeeze I get in my tricep from that movement is just unbelievable. It's by far my favorite tricep movement. So we'll do 3 sets here, 15, we'll do 12, 12. And the last one is the Arsenal Preacher. Now, full disclosure, I really don't like this machine just because of the weird way it puts your body in. However, if I do it really light and squeeze, I actually get a good amount of contraction out of it. So, you know, I just gotta set my body up properly. Two, three, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay. 12, one more. So we did an hour of cardio this morning. It's 10:39 in the morning. I did an hour of cardio, and then obviously I'm moving around now. I'm already at 10,598 steps, 4.5 miles, a little over. So I'll do another 30 minutes today. And then I have a Girl Scout thing with my daughter today. She's doing some kind of like relay race. And then while my oldest daughter, who's 8, will be at that, my 4-year-old will be going bonkers. So I'll be chasing her around. I'll probably hit 17,000 steps again, like I did yesterday, running around with my 4-year-old at my 8-year-old's track meet. So, I mean, maybe the key to getting in shape for prep is having kids, because you're just non-stop moving. So step count's like the easiest thing to do. Ooh. Okay. All right, so last exercise here is the Arsenal Preacher curl. Again, I'm not really super fond of this, but, you know, done lightly, I get a super wicked contraction in my peak. So I'm actually gonna lower it 1 and see how this feels. So I'll go in here, and really what I focus is coming all the way back, and then, you know, deep stretch, and then squeezing at the top for 1. Go up a little more. Overall, feeling pretty good today. I'm glad I get to eat more food, which is nice. It'll ramp up my metabolism, but the worst part is always the day after a cheat meal or like a high carb day. You're usually pretty full that day from the food volume, but the next day, man, it's like your hunger cues go through the fucking roof. So it's almost like resetting from stage 1 to like starving all over again. You're just like, ah. It's almost easier like 4 days into a low carb day than it is the day after a high carb day. But we'll fill out today, and then hopefully my legs look freaky for tomorrow. Oh my God, last set. Oh, that one hurt. Like I said, awkward movement, but if done right, it feels good. All done, so I'll put a little bit more water in this. get the rest of it, the glutamine and aminos. Okay, last set. Let's get it over with. So you could even do it like this if you want. Lean forward a little bit. Fuck. Rest pause. One more rep. All right, I had to force that one. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for a shoulder and arm workout. We did about 5 movements for I believe. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 movements for shoulders, 1 movement for shrug, 4 movements for arms, 2 and 2. So that's literally 11 exercises today. Again, it was more a volume day. As you can see, we did not go heavy on anything. It was more of a volume day, getting blood, moving the glycogen around that we're going to eat today, a little extra caloric expenditure, and then just get that sarcoplasmic growth moving. So, as always, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.